Good morning. I am Ariana Newcomer, Dove Oracle Priestess, Spiritual Mentor, and about to be Biofield Tuner. This is Wisdom Wednesdays. I just spent last week in Palm Springs at a biofield tuning practitioners training, which was really, really wonderful and rich and exciting. More about that in a bit. However, today's topic is about balance. I've been thinking about this, and with a lot of my clients, I have the sense that the way that they're thinking about balance isn't actually being helpful. So how do you think about balance? When you think about being balanced, what do you think of? Do you think of something that is holding in like a steady state? Or do you think of being in flow and being in movement, being in harmony? See, from my years of being a dancer, when I was rather younger, I realized that being in balance and balancing as a dancer was actually being in constant adjustment. There were constant little micro adjustments that my body would make in order to allow me to raise up and stand on the balls of my feet, one foot, and have the other foot up in the air, or to be making turns and not falling over. And if I tried to hold to create balance, that's when I would fall over. So the dictionary definition of balance is interesting. It's an even distribution of weight, enabling someone or something to remain upright and steady. So that's one. A condition in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. And this is what we might think of when trying to create a work-life balance or a relationship balance. There's a balance as regards to sound. So we're used to balancing the sound between two speakers, for instance, between right and left speakers, or having the right balance of bass and treble. And in art, balance can be thought of as a harmony of design and proportion. So there's the word harmony at last in one of these definitions. It also can be a counteracting weight or force. So if you think of the old style scales, where you would put something on this side and then you would put weights on the other side to counterbalance, to create the balance. Then there's balancing our checkbooks and, that kind of stuff, which means making the numbers come out right, right? And then as a verb, balance in this dictionary, which I'm using is the dictionary that comes on my Mac, keep or put something in a steady position so that it does not fall. And the example here is a mug that she balanced on her knee. And to remain in a steady position without falling. So there's the word steady. And I found, as I told you, that when I was dancing, if I was trying to be steady, if I was trying to hold my balance, it didn't work. That's when I couldn't balance. So really, it's not, and with more physical things, it could be a steady state. Hi, Vicki. Say that you have balance. This example in the dictionary was somebody balanced a mug on her knee. Well, that, again, is an active process of constant micro readjustments because our bodies are always moving in some way. Our blood is moving, our breath is moving, our muscles might start to tense and release or twitch. So being in balance as a human is really being in a state of constant adjustment and flow. So what would happen if you started to think about balance in this way? That it isn't about holding still or being steady. It's about being able to make those constant adjustments that allow us to remain in balance as a human. And this is true with our physical self, physical balance, And it's also true in our relationships, in our work, in all the aspects of our lives. Balance is not ever a static or steady thing. It's active. It's an active thing. And to me, it's also about harmony. It's about being in harmony within ourselves, being in that inner alignment that allows us to then be able to move and shift and flow. And as a dancer, I always had to be ready to move to the next thing at a moment's notice. And you can't hold still, hold on. If you need to do that, then you have to kind of unlock something in order to move. Same thing happens with breath, with breathing. If we start holding our breath, then we're not in flow and we're not able to make those minute adjustments. And breathing, being able to breathe deeply, is important for balance in our emotions. So what if we let go of this idea that in order to be in balance, it had to be some kind of static state? We're human beings. We're always in some kind of motion. We're always in flow. And to expect ourselves to always have a steady state in our emotions, that's not realistic. And then we can judge ourselves and we can get down on ourselves for, oh, I let myself get angry or let myself get upset or, I got too excited and well, that's what being human is. It's about riding the waves. And we can still be in balance as long as the waves are not too extreme. So we're not looking for this. We're not looking for the flat line. We're looking for the waves that we can ride enjoyably. And one of the things I love about biofield tuning is how it assists us in doing that. So I'm going to show you my sonic slider fork here. This is a great tool, one of the weighted forks that we use in biofield tuning. And getting ourselves tuned so that we can actually be in greater flow is one of the best ways to help restore balance and clarity and that inner alignment that we need in order to be able to take the next step without locking up, or take that deep breath that allows us to recenter. Biofield tuning actually helps people to be able to deepen their breath and breathing, which is, of course, the breath of life. And breathing, as a voice teacher and voice healer, I can tell you, is the foundation of voice for speaking and singing. So if your breath is locked up, you're not going to be able to speak your truth easily. You won't be able to sing well. You won't be able to speak very well either. So flow is also true for voice. You can't take your breath, hold, and then exhale. It's just that flow of natural in and out without the holding and locking up. So I'm still continuing to run my special, offering tunings for just $50 an hour until I receive my certification, which should come about on October 9th. So I'm really excited about that. So contact me if you would like to try a tuning, and they work just as well by distance as they do in person, as Vicki knows. I have received a distance session from Vicki. She's also a biofield tuner. And this is a wonderful way to help yourself come more into balance in this way of being in flow, being flexible, being able to make those little adjustments that we all need to make all the time to release some of that stuck energy that might be creating blocks for you, or creating those ways in which you tend to hold and lock up. We can help clear those with this coherent, harmonious sound for your vibrant health and well-being. So I look forward to hearing from you. And so be in the flow in order to be in balance. It's not about holding still. It's about being able to make those constant adjustments. See you next week.